Alrighty.
Welcome to Reality Check, where we decode the drama, debunk the myths, and deep dive into mental health matters portrayed on the TV screen. My name is Selena, and I'm a mental health therapist.
Hi, my name's Jacqueline. I'm the producer and co-host.
Woohoo!
What did you do this weekend?
You don't remember?
Okay,
A whole lot
soccer.
of nothing. Oh, I played soccer. That's right.
Yeah.
I played. So one of my goals is to make more friends. Okay. So one of my goals is to make more friends, and I'm doing that through I joined a soccer league, and some of us got together and hang out. And what I have realized, and I knew this, but putting it into practice is different. What I realized is it takes a lot of work to make new friends. I hate group chats because they're overstimulating. The phone buzz, 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 buzz. I just can't. I hate that. I hate notifications on my phone. I like a clean slate. I'm a no notification girly. And you can't do that with group chats because they're constantly coming in. And my typical go-to is to just ignore them and just swipe away and then not respond. And I was talking to my husband and I was like, this is a lot of work to try to make friends. I actually have to participate. I can't just expect them to come to me. And the thing is my clients tell me about this too, and so we're all kind of struggling. And I feel like there's so many adults out there that are really struggling to make friends, and it just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of putting yourself out there, and a lot of someone who's introverted, it takes a lot of effort, mental effort. Yeah, and it's not easy. So yeah, as it takes a lot of mental energy, and I know a lot of people, I think because we're so disconnected with just we're all just living our individual lives, we're not actually connecting with people. It's harder to make friends. Whereas when you're a kid, you're in school 8 hours a day with these people, and so you're forced to make friends. Proximity is one of the ingredients of making friends. And so if you live when you're an adult, you're just kind of isolated from everyone, so you have to intentionally go out there and meet people. It's a lot. You're alive. What have you?
So what did we do? Sunday we went to the woods again. It was very nice out. This time we brought my dogs, Thunder and Pomona, little monster bears. And we just had fun. We brought an entire family, and Brian was getting stressed because towards the end of it was getting dark. So he's like, he can handle walking in the woods in the dark. He knows that me and the kids would be freaking out. And he was like, come on, guys, we just got to go. We need to get to the car. We need to get and every little step, there was thorns. So every little step, I was like, ow, ow, there's thorns. There's thorns. And great, here we go. So, yeah. We got to the car by 5:30, and in 10 minutes it got dark. Let's dive into episode 10, shall we? On the bear.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Sydney is starting the tickets. The restaurant has opened. Everyone is in there. The clients are in there. The people are in the back. The tickets are spitting out. It's kind of bringing her back to one of the very beginning episodes where the tickets just kept going because she didn't turn it off. And she kind of has a small a breakdown, and Carmy comes up and is like, you good? And he gets Marcus up there, and Marcus tries to help her out, but then they have that awkward thing going on. So then he's like, you're not listening to me, chef. And she's like, I am. And then Carmy's like, I need someone else on the ticket line, because I noticed the entire time Carmy was not willing to take that ticket line. And then Richie is pulled to do the ticket, so he's up there doing it. We find out later that Richie's actually really scared to do it, but he still powers through it. Fack is nervous. He comes up to Richie. He's like, I'm nervous. I'm scared. He's being very honest about all of it. Good old Carmy locks himself in the freezer because the handle's broken. And that, in my mind, is the show must go on. He's in there freaking out, and Sydney's like, focus on me, guys. Focus on Richie. Listen to Richie's voice. That's the only thing you need to hear today, not anything else. Trying to drown him out from banging on the walls. Sugar is sitting there super nervous because mom's going to show up, old Donna. And she's going back and forth, scared. And she eventually gets pulled to the back because she has to help because the new hire, we find out later, was off doing drugs. In comes Donna. Pete looks up and sees Donna outside smoking. He goes outside and says, hey, come on in. And she's like, no, I can't. She has a small heart-to-heart moment with Pete and opens up and says how she loves them, how she cares about them, how she doesn't want to ruin it. and she just doesn't know how to show love. She doesn't know how to show any other emotion. So Pete's like, okay, well, the baby. And she's like, what? And so he spilled the beans on that. Carmy is now sitting in the walk-in freezer with all of his feels. He's got all the things are running through his head. He's a failure. He's a waste. He's, he let them down. All the stuff that all the chefs from this one head chef, the previous restaurant, has told him. Marcus walks in and on that guy doing drugs, and he's confused on if he should fire him or not. And then Richie and Carmy go at it through the freezer. That freezer was a very hard barrier for everything to Carmy. And he let it slip and said, oh, boo-hoo, Donna.
Yes. Who do you want to unpack first?
Carmy.
All right, we're going in with a whammy. We're starting off with a big one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Carmy. So when he gets locked in the freezer, for me, it's like this is a moment of like he has to sit in his shit. So oftentimes in therapy, when I am telling clients like this is going to be uncomfortable, sometimes you just have to like sit in your own yuck and feel your way through it. And this is a beautiful way that he has forced himself to do that, because he's forced to sit with all of his mess ups, right? He didn't call Tony or Tommy or whoever the hell the refrigerator guy. Yeah, because he dropped the ball, right? Like
and forks.
What?
And forks. He dropped the ball on forks.
On forks. And then he was like, I hate the painting in here and everything's on the wrong shelf. Like, I haven't been here. Mm-hmm. So he's seeing his faults, like how he hasn't been there, how he hasn't been present. He hasn't been like active as he wants to be, as he would like to be in the team. So he is seeing his self-sabotaging behaviors. So while he's sitting, he has lots of anger issues. He's like banging his head against the door. He's yelling fuck. He's having like flashbacks to his old chef of saying like, you're a piece of shit, you should be dead, all of these things. Again, more of that guilt coming in. So while he's sitting, instead of this like reflecting of like what I can do better, he goes farther inside of himself and destroys himself even more by saying, I don't deserve happiness or enjoyment. Then he says those things and Claire hears him, and Claire's like, well, I'm done.
Yeah, that made me so mad.
Yeah, tell me why.
She just thinks she has the entitlement or the audacity to just walk back there. Like, they were trying to be like, no, go home, be done. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, I'm going to go see him. Like, he's my boyfriend. It's like, no, once again, you don't understand. This is a huge moment for him. This is a huge deal. You don't need to be there. Like, be there to embrace him, be there to hug him, but like, let him be. He will reach out to you.
You really don't like her.
I don't. Because she just thinks like the previous episode, oh, it'll be fine. Like daisies in her head. Like, no, this is a huge moment. Let him decompress. If they say he's stuck in a freezer, sit outside in the lobby and be worried. You don't need to like go back there.
Well, I think too, she doesn't understand, and again, there's probably so much we're not seeing behind the scenes in their relationship. He also, I don't think he likely is not taking the time to explain like what it's like for him, because he tiptoes around everyone, around his feelings. Anyways, he's not comfortable with his feelings, right. And so she might not understand. And so she hears her boyfriend's locked in a freezer. Oh shit! Let me go talk to him, make sure he's okay. She doesn't understand the culture.
Yeah, and
so that's a learning curve for her. But she also is very supportive. We hear that voicemail of like, I know it's really hard when she says something like, I know it's really hard when you're working really hard towards something to give yourself a moment to be proud about what you're doing. I'm really proud of you, right? She sees him and how hard he is on himself.
Oh yeah.
And that really, when he finally listens to that voicemail, that really rocks him. And then he goes farther into it. Instead of like picking himself out of that, he like kicks himself while he's down. Yeah. He has very, very poor self-worth.
Yes.
What I think is really interesting is he can be happy. He can have this relationship and a successful business, but because he has a team that he can trust, right? He was locked in there. His team took care of him. Like, yeah, there was nothing he could do. They were focusing on having a great opening night. They had a great, successful opening night, and they did it without him. So, like, he can trust them to take care of the restaurant when he's not there if he needs to step away. He doesn't need to be 100% involved. He's created a team of trustworthy people, minus the guy who was smoking meth, of trustworthy people who like are there and are in it. And so like he doesn't have to take on the burden all by himself. But he doesn't see that.
Right.
And so he destroys his relationship with Claire because he doesn't think that he can have both.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I just don't like her. But yeah, it was just a really intense episode for him because he did so much work to get there, kind of half in, half out type deal. But he didn't even get to celebrate it. It ended in a disaster. You know, he didn't get like that. Let's hit on him and Richie. They had that heated battle, and at the end of it, Richie's like, yeah, I need you and you need me. And I love you, and I love you. And he couldn't hear him. He just kept saying, you know, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And because Carmy hit, well, you're a worthless father, your daughter doesn't want you, your mother, you know, all this stuff. And he's like, okay, you're trying to hurt me. So I'm going to hit back and tell you I love you.
I think it speaks volumes to how, and I see this all the time, our beliefs about ourselves. If we believe that we aren't worthy, we will do things that align with how we believe about ourselves. So him self-sabotaging, him pushing Richie away. Richie is like, I love you, I love you. I'm also angry at you for not being there for me, but I love you. And he can't hear it because he doesn't think he's deserving of it. And so when you tell someone, hey, I think you're great, but they don't think they're great themselves, they're not going to be able to hear it.
Nope.
And he doesn't.
Nope. Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, no, I mean, Carmy's situation is really sad. I feel like he definitely could have, you know, he needed to work on a lot of it. Pete, God love Pete.
Oh my God. Pete.
He didn't understand. I knew what he was playing. I could see the role he was playing. No, come on in. I need you. I'm lost. Come help me. Like making her feel wanted, making her feel needed. And at the end of it all, she came to that realization, like Carmy did in her freezer. She can't handle this. She can't do it. It's too happy. It's too joy. She doesn't know how to show them her love.
Pete is such a good husband.
Then he started crying and stuff.
Because I think he understood the disappointment that Natalie feels all of the time. Because he was trying to coax her into come into the restaurant, like it's gonna be great, you're gonna love it, you're gonna be so proud. And she doesn't. And then he doesn't tell Natalie that your mom was just here.
Yeah, I'm pretty mad at that.
No, I think because Natalie would have been so upset and that would have distracted her from her busy night and it would have taken away more. She was already leaning on the fence. Like they had that conversation about 75% chance she doesn't show, 25% she does. And so Natalie was like, okay, yeah, like she's probably not going to come. Right? Had she come and then not actually come inside, that would have been very distracting for Natalie. That would have taken away from like all the hard work that she's doing because she would have gone and like helped mom and asked her a million times, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? You don't agree?
No.
Why should they? Why?
Because I just feel like she should have, I don't know. I feel like she should have known. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just
so much more stress.
It was just a moment of, like, when they're crying, mainly Pete. He could have just been like, your mom came, and I did this, and she wouldn't come in. And I understand what you're doing. I understand your feelings. I now get why you are so let down when she comes. I understand, like a moment of them bonding of like, I get it, Natalie. Like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I was just in your place. And her being like, the writers could have wrote her off and been like, babe, she does this all the time. Like now that you see it, like we can get through this together. And I don't know, like maybe like I feel like it could have gone that way.
Yes, I don't think that was the right moment.
Well,
I think they could have like gone home and been like, this is what was really happening.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see in the next season because I feel like maybe he might have a meeting with Carmy and her and be like, look, old Mama Bear came. She left.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. No one talks about their feelings in this
know.
family. But I think that conversation should happen, but I don't think it should have been that moment because she would have been too distracted by her mom to do a good work.
Yeah.
A good job at the restaurant, and that was her night, and to not make it about her mom.
Yeah. Pete got a dose of it though, but man, it was good. He was being very supportive, very good. Or very, he understood it all. I don't really understand. I understand Sydney was nervous. I understand that she had a lot of anxiety.
Can we talk about Donna?
Yeah.
Before we move on to Sydney, while we're kind of dancing around Donna.
We're not done with Donna?
Oh, no, we're not done with Donna. I have lots to say about her.
Okay.
Donna, I now understand why, on a deeper level, why when Sugar asks her, are you good? It pisses her off, pisses Donna off. Because Donna, in this scene with Pete, kept asking Pete, I just need to tell you I'm okay. I just need you to tell me I'm good. I just need to tell you need to tell me that I'm okay. You need to just tell me it's okay. Tell me it's okay. Tell me it's okay. She needed Pete to reassure her that she was okay. So when Sugar asks her mom, are you okay? It gives her mom an opportunity to actually scan herself and be like, no, I'm not okay. Because if she were to admit that I'm not okay, I think she would like crumble even more than she already is crumbling. I think that external reassurance that she is okay is the last string that keeps her together. Does that make sense?
I can see that. That makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Your face says no.
No, I'm processing it. It does make a lot of sense because when you give someone questions, then they have to like analyze themselves or analyze whatever's going on versus be direct and say, you're fine, let's move on. You know what I'm saying?
So like when a little kid falls and they hurt themselves and they're like, I don't know if I should start crying. And then the parent's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right. This feels like that with Donna. Like, you're fine. Like, and so then they can like suck it all in and like, okay, it's fine. Yeah. This person's telling me I'm fine. So I must be fine. But if we like took a second and be like, are you okay? That might give them a chance to like start crying or like not be okay. And for her, I imagine that is not something that she can handle, not being okay.
Yeah.
Even though like she's not really okay.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. He was really hesitant to say the words, it's okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't. But he was trying to attune and like give her what she needed and also be there for Natalie at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he was just like, and then I'm like, well, what a dramatic pause. Just say it's okay. Just it's okay. Like it took 5 minutes out of the show. Like more things could have happened. But,
I also think too, something I want to touch on with Donna is she's like, oh no, I am so proud of them. I just don't know how to show it.
Yes.
And so she shows it by not showing up at all. That to me is so heartbreaking because she's not telling her kids that she's proud of them. She's not actually showing up for her kids. She can't handle it. Her stuff is getting in the way of her supporting her kids, and that is really heartbreaking. And I see that a lot in therapy of like parents, whether their children are 2 or 32 or 45, parents will when they're not working on themselves, their shit gets in the way of their relationship with their children, and their children just want them to see them, want you to be proud of them, but they're not able to show up in the way that they want the parent to, and so the parent will just continue to fail the children over and over and over because they're not fixing their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what Donna's doing, and it's really sad to see that.
It is very sad, because I wonder if she did go in, if she could have helped out Carmy in the freezer. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. She wouldn't have been good for the kitchen environment. That
Well,
would have been
no,
very
I'm saying
distracting, but
when
like
everything was
after.
said and done, yeah. I wonder if
Mhm.
she would have been, if they would have had a good heart-to-heart moment, because that kitchen, that freezer, that
Mhm.
wall was a good, like, I kind of pictured it. This is going off topic, but I kind of pictured it like when you have a fence and you have two dogs going at it, and then you open the fence and they're all cordial, but then you close that fence and they go at it. It's like
Mhm.
that wall was like their safety net to just go at Carmy and let
Mhm.
him have it.
Mhm. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing he could do. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Donna and Carmy are very similar.
Mhm.
So maybe she could have talked him off the ledge. I don't know. Or it would have made it worse.
Or she could have just been like, "I failed you. I did that." You know, like how she's having that moment with Pete.
Mm-hmm. I
Mhm.
don't think she's stable enough to say that and not fall apart herself.
Right. No, well, it'll definitely be a scene, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, just like it there will still be some heartfelt words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Lots of heavy feelings with Donna.
Sydney vomiting her issues away. Just,
I think it's just a matter of like the pressure just building, and it's like this is the release. Like it's interesting, like our body will do things that like it will relieve itself in the way that it needs to, right? Like people might like pee their pants or like poop their pants or like vomit or like burp or hiccup or yawn. Like our body will like release when it
yeah,
needs to or cry,
yeah,
right? Like it will get rid of whatever it's holding, and she was holding so much. She was so intense, and like
yeah,
and then it was like over, and so she got to let it go, and she let it go by throwing up in the alley.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And her dad was like, "Love you, chef."
Oh, he finally got it. The thing that she has been looking for. He was like, this is it. This is your thing. Like,
Mhm.
I see how hard you've been working, and I understand now. And I think she got that. And that was such a heartwarming moment. Like, he finally got it. He was finally there for her in the way that she needed him to be. And it just was really, I think, yeah. And then she continued to vomit because she just couldn't hold anything anymore.
Um, Marcus and that phone, all of those missed calls.
I'm not done with Sydney.
I thought we were going fast. I'm sorry.
We can't just skip over the good things. Okay, so Sydney has a full circle moment.
Yes, she does.
Sydney has a full circle moment. And with the tickets, right? The first time that ticket machine was going off, she
Yes.
royally effed things up, right? And so now this ticket thing is going, and she is redeeming herself. She is comfortable. She has her family. You don't think she's redeeming herself?
Mm-mm.
I think there's a lot of conflict, and then when Carmy goes away, she's able to run the ship without stepping on his toe, like without this push and pull between the two of them. And she was able to run the ship, and she was like, Richie, you go here. I do need you. I can trust you. And when she did trust him, Richie asked, which I really loved that.
Yes.
He was like, do you want, I can do this. And like asking for permission, because before he would just like bulldoze in. And so the fact that he has changed, he has asked, Sydney now can trust him because he's asking instead of just bulldozing, and we're not like fighting for power. She's giving him this power, and she's like, okay, I'm going to go and do this other thing. So in that way, she is redeeming herself because she's relinquishing control. She now trusts her partners.
Yes.
And so when you trust your partners and your partners are there and fulfilling the role that they need to do, the ship ran. It ran. We got shit done. Everyone, all hands on deck. Like it went smoother.
Also, I think it went smoother because when he got stuck in the freezer, she yelled out, "I need Richie. Give me Richie." And Richie comes in, And she's like panicking. He's in the freezer. We have 5 minutes. La, la, la. Like she was like, and he looked at her. He grabbed her. He goes, "Okay, what do you want to do?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, oh." And he goes, because you could see him count because he taught himself 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do? And that's when she realized, you do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit here, focus on us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
She
that
just needs someone to tell her, like, you're in charge.
yes?
You know what do you want to do? We're following your lead.
That
Right?
confidence.
And like, yes, that confidence boost. And instead of, because they always fight. Normally they're fighting, but now they're
Yeah.
on the same team and it's magical and they're working together. It
Mhm.
just makes my little therapy heart so happy.
Yes, 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 it did. It was good. And then Fat coming in. Are we still on Sydney? I'm confused.
We can go past Sydney.
And then Fat came in, and this was another heart to heart moment. He openly expressed, "I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't belong out there. You're better at it than I am." When has anyone said that to Richie, right? Like, you're better at this than I am. I don't. And he goes, walk around, pour their glasses, and read their minds. And he goes, I can't do that. And he goes, yes, you can. And he grabbed his face, and they just had that.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, okay.
Mm-hmm. Richie, also full circle for him because he has found his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
He found his spot. He's so good, like instilling confidence in people. Like, yes, you can. You've got this. Come on, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
He did that with Fack, and he did that with Sydney, and he tries to do it with Carmy, but Carmy can't take it because he can't.
Yeah.
He has such poor self-worth that he can't take that positive reinforcement from other people. Yeah, and I mean, he has just done a 180, and Richie just, oof, he has a little special place in my heart. I love him so much. I love his growth. It's so good.
Yeah, he did. He's doing great.
Yeah. So cute.
Yeah, he's just, yeah, he's doing so good.
You want to talk about Marcus now?
He had that phone call, 8, 7, 10 missed calls.
I don't know. Something's going on with his mom.
Yeah.
And we don't know what.
I don't want to allude to her death, but
So we know that Donna's not dead.
yeah, the next scene she's gonna come walking in. So
I don't know. That's really sad.
But Luca came through and he gave him that sign. Counts. Notice how Luca didn't get Carmy anything, and he's the one that opened the kitchen.
Well,
good thing.
Marcus and Luca became very good friends through that.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about the interaction between Marcus and Sydney.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Oh God, so awkward. He's trying to talk about it, but talking about it in the wrong moment. Right? They also, both of them did not handle it well because she was like, we're good, like cutting you off. Like, I'm going to ignore this. Like, we can't. That's part of her issue. That's part of everyone's issue there is no one talks about their shit. And so then we just try to avoid, and then it causes like the cold shoulder that she was giving Marcus, and then Marcus exploded and was like, what? Like, rawr. And then they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then, yeah. Just talk about it.
Communication is key to every relationship. Everything you get into, communicate. And I
part that nearly made me cry. I'm sorry. So the Christmas episode, Uncle Cicero talked about.
Yes, explain the banana. What does that mean? Explain that real quick.
So he was telling Richie and Richie's, at the time in the Christmas episode, fiance about, I don't even know, but he's like, this banana stand my dad would take me to, and it would have a chocolate covered banana. And like, that was a really special moment. He told that to Richie. 5 years later, Richie brings him a chocolate covered banana and was like, I remember this story. And like, Uncle Richie was like so taken aback.
Uncle
Cicero was so taken aback because the attention to detail, right? Richie is like, he went to that restaurant. He was super impressed with how they like listen to the conversations and things like that. He was listening 5 years ago. People write Richie off as someone who like doesn't pay attention and all of these things, but he has been holding on to this story for 5 years.
Yes.
And then presented him with the chocolate covered banana, and the look on Cicero's face, like, oh shit, you remember.
He wanted
like,
to cry.
Yes, I wanted to cry. Oh, it was so cute. Again, Richie just like bringing it home, bringing it home.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
good. So good. So to recap today's episode,
Right.
if you don't have self-worth, you're not going to be able to hear any sort of positive things from other people. Children always want their parents to be proud of them, so show up for them. Show up for them, even if you don't know how to express that you love them. Sometimes just saying, I don't know how to express I love you is a good segue into that conversation. We can redeem ourselves if we work on our shit and keep moving forward, like Richie and Sydney. And talk about your problems. If there's an elephant in the room, name it. All right, this has been Reality Check. Just because I'm a mental health therapist doesn't mean that I am your therapist. If this struck a chord in you, which this was a heavy episode, make sure that you follow up with your therapist or find your own.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.